Hey guys, as you can see, I have a mega unboxing to do. Basically, a lot of the stuff that I'm doing with knife making has come in. I also purchased a milling machine, which I'll show you in a minute, and also a couple thank yous I wanted to send out. There's a lot of stuff to get through here, and I hope you can enjoy the show. And we'll just go through it as soon as possible. Basically, I got this package in the mail. I already opened it. Okay, it's from the Royal Mail, so I know it was from overseas. I already opened it to speed up a couple of things, but basically this is from Dell Dirty Room Knives, and I had sent him a smaller grinder, basically I think it's a 1x30. So I guess he wanted to send me some stuff. I made a mention on some of his things. This was, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, cool, get it. It's a respirator lanyard. I guess that's for knife makers, I don't know. But that's pretty cool. I like that. That's pretty cool, I like that. And he sent me some of these, which I believe are that fancy handle, yeah, Rotishosh scales. These are the ones that when you put them on your hand, when you hold them or you apply heat, they kind of glow in the dark. It's pretty badass. I really like these, and I think he custom makes these himself, so that's really cool. I don't know if I can get them apart there. They don't really look like anything until you actually start to put them on your knife, but pretty cool. And there is a note. Just want to give you a closer look at what that looks like. That's pretty cool. I like those scales. So he sent me, he says, "Hey John, just a little something in return, brother. Being epoxy based, it has to be kept cool while it's working, or it becomes semi pliable, I think it says. Enjoy, Dell." Alright, so thank you, Dell. I really appreciate that. I wanted to get to this sooner, but I didn't get a chance. But thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. I got to find what really cool knives I could put that on. But basically, there's some day glow spots in there, I think, and also heat activation. And he makes them himself. So go check him out, Dirty Room Knives, if you get a sec. Excellent knife maker and a really good guy. Alright, moving on. I did get my knives back from Waterjet, and I had to separate them to count them, obviously. But remember I was talking about doing a little bit of 154 cm stainless. So this one right here, it's about 3/16 or I think it's, what did they say these were? 207 or something like that. It's about 3/16 inch thick. And this is 154 cm. This is what's going to be called the Wingman. And I have about 30 blanks in the box. So I got to get these all ground out, sent over to heat treat. These are not available yet, so please don't ask me for them. I'll put them up on the website as they become available or as I finish a couple of them. I don't have a price point on this. I got to recalculate everything, but this is primarily supposed to be like a backup knife or a nice hunting knife, and because it is a stainless steel knife, you don't have to worry about keeping it oiled or lubed. 154 cm, really nice. The next one is the Mark I Scout. Okay, really nice. This was that design made by a gentleman in the Ukraine. 154 cm. Again, there you see 207 by, I think it's 227. So really nice design. Again, 3/16 inch thick. This is primarily supposed to be a thinner, lighter field knife or maybe a bushcraft knife, something along those lines. It's a really nice, light scout knife. Alright, again, not completely finished there, but moving on. And then the next one that let me get my knife out here. Okay. This is the Benchmade, which one was this? Triage. This is the one I got from Superfly Fat Guy. I'm still using it. Thanks, bro. This is the one I purchased off of him. Excellent knife. I can't tell you how happy I am with this knife. Alright. This one, the knives that I got in this box, super heavy. They had to actually mark it super heavy. I almost killed a UPS guy. But these are the choppers. And these are made out of D2. Okay, D2, I think it's 280. I think they're about 280. But again, it's going to be a Big Daddy chopper. As you can see there, I can't even fit it in the frame. But it's going to be about, I think these are 17.5 overall length. And got a nice little notch in there. This is going to be the Big Daddy chopper. As you can see, look at the thickness right there. But again, you know, nice handle. It has like a recurve up here, a little jimping on top right here. So you'll be able to choke up on it if you want, and it has this nice nice recurve back here. So if you wanted to, you can actually put your hand back here and really get into it. So it's my design. I like it. Once I get some scales on there, you know, obviously the balance is going to be forward. But this is a Big Daddy D2, and I got, I think, about 30 of these, so it's going to take a while for me to get to this. So just want to let you guys know there's a whole box of them. Don't worry about doing any pre-orders. I mean, I really got to get down to the nitty-gritty on where I am with all my steels. The next thing I want to show you was, I already opened this up, but this was a piece that was made by Everstamp. Some more drill bits in here. Everstamp is one of the companies I'm dealing with. This is not the guy that Jason sent me to. I have another stamp being made by that other guy, but this was already pre-ordered. Alright, his name is Everstamp, and this is the device that he made. It actually, you know, I think the piece, you get the stamp made, and then you can get the actual holder itself. Alright, this one says key stamp holder, but it's actually a Tang stamp holder, and it's a small little device. It's actually quite heavy, all block steel. I think it is hardened steel, and you can make different stamps for your anvil device. It comes out, okay, you can see right there, it has my name on it, and it's not a bad device. You know, this locks the pin in there. It's a locking pin, so when you put the steel down in here, you can hit with a hammer, and it's very, very flush. You can see on the bottom, it's all machined stock. So when you hit it, it hits it all the time in the same spot. And you could also slip the knife through here, providing that it's a small enough knife. Now obviously, you know, something like that would work very well. It's probably going to take a 3/16 inch stamp, and I could stamp these all day long on the Tang, or I could bring it around here, stamp it up on this side. But again, it's a little bit limited on this because of this piece right here. But if you want to be extremely accurate, this little device works pretty well. And he does sell other ones, so if you want, that's Everstamp, or yeah, Everstamp, Providence, Rhode Island. You can see that. Alright, so pretty cool device. I don't know the price point on this. I think the stamp was like 100 and change, and then the actual anvil itself was like another 100 and change. So we're looking at about $200-300 just for that stupid thing. But you know, if you want to not have your stamps look like this after a while, as you can see how it's all dented on one side. It's because this piece gets a little bit warped when you start beating it with a hammer. So you don't want it to look like that. But that's how I stamp my steel. Alright, lastly, just want to introduce you to my new piece of machinery. This is the Fox, I think it's ShopFox M111. It is a drill mill, as you can see right there. Really nice. Let me see if I can turn it on. See if it's got some power. I think I turned it on. There you go. It's got some power. Alright, and then you could change the different modes. Let's see, forward, start. Alright. Now right there is a Jacobs chuck. I am getting a quick change chuck. or collet, I believe it's called. Alright, speed it up a little bit. It's supposed to break this in, but stop it. It does reverse. I'm not completely 100% on this machine as of yet, so it will take me a little bit to get used to. Really nice little machine. It is a desktop machine, but don't let that fool you. This thing is plenty heavy. This is the Z, which is basically the up and down, and then you have, let's see, I'll put you back on the tripod. Alright, so this will move the table back and forth this way, and then this will move the table this way and this way. Alright, but here's the thing that they don't tell you is that obviously this machine is not completed. I'm going to change this Jacobs chuck into a regular chuck made specifically for milling. I don't necessarily know what these little buttons are for here. I do know there's a way to change this chuck, and I've been reading the manual and watching YouTube videos, so I'm going to change that. I did get a couple of bits. These are bullnose bits to help with milling, or to, let's see if you can see that right there. Alright, you can see the bits right there. Those are predominantly going to be for any type of gouging, or I guess blood grooves if you want. Again, I got these from Niagara Cutters. I don't know if they're good or not. From PA. I also got the cheap China box. Let's just bring this down a little bit. Cheap China box of drill bits, or actually I should say mill bits. Alright, these are for mostly flat milling. 3/4 all the way down to 3/16 for milling, for flat milling. Alright, so I got that. I also got collets. This is the 12 set. Okay, so you can see right there. So basically you're supposed to be able to stick them inside the collet chuck. Like I said, I don't have the quick one yet, the quick release, but I will have that. That's coming shortly. I also bought the cheap China clamp set. Alright, I'm not going to open it, but as you can see on the box, Grizzly makes this, made in China. But this is what holds down all your material onto the table itself. So these you can see right here, these are all slotted. I think they're 1/2 inch slots. I hope so, because I'm buying everything for 1/2 inch. But you can see right here on the corner, everything comes in here and slides in here, and that's what holds down your work. And lastly, I did get, and I think I may have overdone it, but I did get a 6-inch, what's it called? Locking vise, Acura locking vise, and this thing is a beast. I mean, it works. Oh my god, but it's like 100 pounds. Alright, so this will lock on the table right there. I gotta readjust it and reposition it, and then what you can do is, instead of using the lockdown pieces, you use the vise itself, and the vise has an on-off type of deal, so you can tighten down your work, pull this out, it doesn't get in the way, and then you could use your milling to flatten out or do what you got to do. I don't know if this is too big, and anybody that is a milling or machinist, please let me know if this is too big, if I need to downsize. I mean, honestly, it does fit on the table pretty well. I don't foresee any problems with it fitting on the table, as long as I can lock it down. But it does look a little bit obtrusive. But again, if you can tell me if that's a little bit too big or it's not too big. I'm assuming that this vise was originally made for a full-size mill, but I think if I can lock it down on this table, it's really not going to make a difference as long as it's accurate and straight. So let me know, guys. I might have I might have overdid it with this one, but if you know, if you're in, give me a hint, give me a heads up. Like I said, I could always lock down the kit, the machine or the piece that I'm dealing with the clamping kit, so I don't necessarily need this Big Daddy, but if I have it, I'll use it. Again, it's not really hurting anybody. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate all the time.